Wow. The switch up. So, the image is still the same. Is this a different song then? I mean, I know you guys can't see it, but let's see. Oh, this is the Crisis Core version. You know what's weird though is he didn't change the logo though. It still says Advent Children on the video. Yeah, I'll let you guys see in a sec. Alright, here we go. Hey everybody! Yeah, see there's the logo. Still Advent Children. Oh wait, there we go. Maybe I was... Oh, so that was just the finale for the Advent Children version. Now it's a Crisis Core version. It almost sounded like two different songs. Like it just ended and a whole new version started, but no. I think it's because it goes with what's happening in the movie at that point. When Claude finally defeats him using, you know, version 2 Omni Slash or whatever. Anyway. Make sure we're ready over here. Bum, boom, boom, boom. That's in the wrong spot. There you go. Alright. We're ready. I still have to stop this though. It's confirmation that we're live. Good. I'm gonna make sure my ringer's up. There you go. Alrighty folks. Welcome back to another stream. Gonna continue FF13 Part 2. Final Fantasy 13-2. Where we left off yesterday. Just realized I'm having to talk over this. So let's just jump right back into it, yeah? Alright, so we left off on Xbox 360 Long Play 68, number 68, Final Fantasy 13-2, Part 3 of 19, uploaded by World of Long Plays, played by Sunao. And I think we met up with Snow, and he's sort of a guest party member right now. And that's about all I remember right now. They gotta kill a giant chili pepper flan that's trying to melt the goddamn crystal pillar that's holding up Cocoon in the year 300 AF. 300 years into the future, I guess.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! And don't forget to take care of the flan. You promised!
Does she just eavesdrop on all our conversations? I didn't promise you shit! I'm just buying stuff off you. Monster materials. Oh, you have to use items to actually upgrade the Crystarium for your monster buddies? This character management. Should be fast forwarding through this. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my audio check while the video's playing. Make sure everything's working right. Yep, okay, good. Because OBS downloaded yet another goddamn update today. Smaller this time, but still. I was afraid it was going to break something again. So you have to use items to advance your... God, it's like FF10 sphere grid system all over again. But just for the monsters, I think. I think for... Hopefully for Noel and Sarah. Why do I keep forgetting her fucking name? I keep going Noel and then I'm like, what was her name? Sarah. It's like, I don't know why I can't commit her name to memory. I keep saying Noel first. Why? What the fuck is wrong with me? I didn't have that problem during OG FF13. During the first part, I remembered Sarah's name constantly whenever I thought about her. It's like, what the fuck? So outside of battles, I'll probably have it at 1.5 speed if nothing's going on. And in battles, I'll crank it up to 2 times speed, double speed, fast forward. Because this one goes into cutscenes more seamlessly and quicker than the first FF13. The load times are a little bit more optimized, it looks like. So sometimes I'm having to like race to slow the speed of the video back down whenever a cutscene starts in this game. And I didn't have that problem with the first... I didn't have that problem with the first FF13 because every time a cutscene started, it was literally like a black screen for like 5 seconds before the cutscene actually started. It gave me plenty of time to slow down the video. But yeah, like I said, the load times are a little bit more optimized this time around.
Good work, everyone!
Obviously, I'll also put it at double speed during character management and stuff. Because it's like, you know. We don't need to see all that. Since they didn't edit the videos to take out grinding and stuff. And obviously when they sometimes... There was one point last time where they AFK'd a little bit. It kind of gives me... It kind of gives me hope that it's actually... The game isn't as long as I actually thought it was, based on the fact that it's like 19 parts and all the parts are 1 to 2 hours. It might actually be the same length as the first game, but there might be some segments where the player goes AFK a little bit, and, or maybe takes a little too long with character management, stuff like that. The estimate on the first game was actually pretty good when you look at the length of the videos, because that one just flowed. The player for that one, same channel, World of Long Plays, but it was a different player. The player for that one actually, they just flowed through the game. Like, it never seemed like they paused to go AFK at all for any reason. Like, they were constantly just, like, they knew what they were doing. Maybe they played the game like several times before they did that recording. And they also edited the video seamlessly to make it seamless. Like, you can't even tell when they took breaks, honestly. You know they did. The game's way too long to do in one sitting, but somehow they edited the video in such a way you couldn't even really tell when they stopped and started playing. They didn't always just stop at a save point, is what I'm saying. So, what else? They had a couple deaths they added out too, but they also did go to black screen, and they would write when they were grinding. They're like, oh yeah, you know, short grind that I edited out of the video, so they would write that, and then they would fade back into when they were done grinding. Taking that into account, that means the first game was actually longer than the 12 3-hour parts that we saw. Jesus. Well, yes and no, because like if you don't count grinding as part of the game's actual story length, then no. And that brings me back full circle to what I'm talking about here. Here, because this player doesn't edit out anything, the story might not be as long as we think it is just because it's 19 parts. 2 hours a piece almost. He might actually, well, they might actually be including a bunch of grinding. Oh, the little chili peppers we're following? I almost forgot that's what we were doing. The little flans that look like chili peppers. Yeah, there they are. We've just been stalking them to see where they're going. I like how Snow was just determined to just keep fighting the big-ass flan over and over.
Now we'll see what all the fuss was about. Let's break up the party and get our artifact.
Did it reach? Yeah. Looks he's all attached to it already. Oh, I was expecting a scene before they actually went into a fight, but nope. Just a standard fight then. I'm guessing something's gonna happen right after it's over though. Alright, let's see what happens.
Thank you, Mog.
He's a weird little critter. Looks like he stepped right out of Nautilus. Isn't it, fella?
Like a toy that came to life, yeah.
He's like a theme park mascot.
Yeah!
Theme park?
Oh, right.
Well, it's a place where people go to just go on rides and have fun.
Thank you. Very succinct explanation right there.
I guess you only have them one time.
He's gonna be like, the fuck is a ride? What are you talking about? Exactly. Only when times are peaceful and prosperous.
Times are peaceful and prosperous, not like where you're from.
And where do you come from, anyway?
A place that doesn't have much in the way of fun or civilization. That's where I'm from.
That was
Kind of reminds me
very overly enthusiastic gestures for what he said, wasn't it?
of Vanille and Fang.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, he's a lot like him.
Even the way he dresses is a little bit like Fang.
How so?
They were born on Grand
They have the
Pulse,
same color. I just noticed they have the same color scheme, and their dress style is actually kind of similar. Yeah.
like you. Back then on Cocoon, that was really unusual.
Huh. We have things in common.
I'll make sure to introduce them to you. One of these days.
Oh, Vanille and Fang. They just kind of sleep peacefully inside the crystal pillar. Glad they brought this song back. Remixed it a little, but they brought it back from the original game. I believe it actually played here, didn't it? In the present day, of course. You know, 300 years ago. But it was, yeah, this place on Cocoon was where the song actually played in the first game. When I believe Saz and Vanille were making their way through this area. Together. I think that's what it was. And before the sequels were actually planned, even though there was no cliffhanger ending in the first game. And all the narration we saw from all the characters, all the narration we heard from all the characters was from the perspective of like the end of this trilogy of FF13 games. They might do that, you never know. I doubt it though. Well, they found the artifact for this time gate. If they're out of here then.
We have to do this. We can't afford to fail. If we don't find a way to defeat that Flan...
Hey, don't get too wound up now.
Calm down.
People start to make mistakes when they stress out too much.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
It's very true. It happens to me. Very
maybe you're
noticeably.
right.
I choke a
Okay,
lot
Let's do this.
when I start
If
to...
you want to try, be my guest.
when I'm under pressure.
For every road, there's a different gate. If you try to use a gate that's meant for someone else, well... See?
Does this mean Snow can't come with us?
Yep. He stays.
Guess
So...
I drew the short straw.
And don't you do anything foolish behind our backs. Like trying to take on giant Flans single-handed.
Yeah, you behave yourself or else. You got it? I'm serious, Snow.
I'll be good. And back to business.
For every... So we weren't meant to notice that. They didn't, but I noticed that the first cutscene we saw with Snow, I was like, he has his LaCie brand back. Why? What else was I... Oh, right. So, aside from that, how did Noel know about that, though? He said for every road, there's a different gate. So which time gates does Snow know that he has to use? Or which ones did he use, I guess? To get here. Unless he didn't use them. No, he had to have. It's 300 years in the future. There's no way he would be alive anymore. But then there's the LaCie brand. Did he get rebranded, turned to crystal, and then woke up 300 years later? No, see, there's so much that could be going on right now. Colosseum year unknown. Oh, what the fuck? What kind of shit is this? What do you mean you don't know what year it is? Question marks. I fell into a wormhole by accident. Excuse me. Probably should have turned on the light. It's starting to get dark. Wait, did it say what place this was? Oh no, same thing. Oh, this is where you fight the DLC monsters, if I remember correctly. I vaguely remember this place. My brother showed it to me when he played this game back in 2013 or 14. Whenever the hell this game came out. I think it was 2012 or... Yeah, because it was before Realm Reborn. Realm Reborn was 2013, so...
Who said that?
That guy!
My domain exists outside the march of ages.
Oh, that's why.
It is unseen and unknown, beyond life and death. Until the day the bell of the goddess tolls, this realm welcomes not the living. rise on here, you bring naught but calamity. My halls already play host to an omen of time-shattering misfortune.
An omen of misfortune. Something that doesn't belong here.
Okay then. We'll make you a deal.
Before my faith, heed my words, or face judgment at my hands.
You want this omen gone from here, right? Give it to us, and we'll leave you and your realm in peace. What do you say to that?
Take it and leave this place. The day of reckoning has not yet come.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Job well done, I guess.
Yeah, and Snow will be waiting.
I hope he's still okay back there. But I bet he won't be waiting by the gate for us.
No, I suppose not. He's just like my sister. Always just charging ahead.
Charging ahead into an early grave. He acts like he's everyone's boss. Just marches ahead and never thinks how much danger he's putting himself in. Idiots like that. They're all the same. Their heads in the clouds, thinking self-sacrifice can somehow save everyone. But people die anyway.
He sounds
Well,
just.
I hope you don't get your...
He sounds just like Hope talking about Snow in the, the previous game.
self killed.
Huh?
After all, you've risked your life a lot of times. To help me, I mean.
Why? But I can tell the difference between fantasy and reality. I'm not like Snow.
Sounds exactly
I didn't
like
say
Hope
a
right
word.
now.
He just took off, left you alone. He did what he wanted. Didn't care who he left behind, who he hurt.
I understand why Snow made Noel so angry. Once upon a time, someone Noel loved left him behind.
Yeah.
It hurt him almost more than he could bear. It still does. He didn't have to tell me. The pain on his face made it clearer than words ever could.
And that whole rant, too. Did he happen to say who? I doubt it. I kind of zoned out for that moment when he first started, and then I was like, wait, what the hell? Why is he getting so mad? Let me see, we're at 45, 46. I don't think he'd let it slip,
An early career.
but I'm kind of curious if I missed something.
Give it to us, and we'll.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, yes?
Yeah, and Snow will be waiting.
I hope he's still okay back there. But I bet he won't be waiting by the gate for us.
No, I suppose not. He's just like my sister.
Oh, that's why I
Always just
thought.
charging ahead.
She's the one who
Charging
said
ahead
that.
into an early grave. He acts like he's everyone's boss. Just marches ahead and never thinks how much danger.
That's what
he's
made me
putting
think he had actually said who he knew that
Idiots
did.
like that. They're all the same.
No, he's just, yeah.
Their heads in the clouds.
He just made it obvious he knew someone
Oh,
just like
except-
Snow, basically. But he never said who. I got their
Can't
words
believe
mixed
that
up.
worked.
Lucky he was open to reason.
I know! Guy looked menacing, but he was like, alright, fine, here, take it. Just get the fuck out of here.
Return to the Sunlit Waterscape and help out Snow, Kubo. Come on,
Why does he sound like he's dying when just like she's just asking him to look for a hidden treasure? Are Moogles that fragile? They're gonna fill out the map, aren't they? OCD! Yeah, I would do this too. Because I have a little bit of OCD. I would want to fill in the map. But they're also just trying to show off the environment a little. Oh, maybe there is hidden treasure here. That's a hell of a hidden treasure if they actually found something doing that. Did they? They didn't find shit. I think they were just being mean to him. Fuck you. Just chucked them in. Just chucked them out of there. They're just trying to be funny. Poor Mog. Well, off we go again.
Even as upheavals transform the world.
I was like, we already read or heard that explanation. See if Snow hasn't gotten himself killed. Maybe his Lasibrand is just...
starting to slow down. Those small
Oh, there
flames
he
are
is.
coming and coming. They're pouring out of Pulse nose ring.
Do you think there's still another paradox?
It's possible. Double paradoxes do occur. Let's check it out.
I was gonna say, maybe Snow's Lasibrand is just a paradox. Or like, another version of him phasing into him at the same time. Like, another version of him from a different time period, aka when he still had the Lasibrand. Sort of phasing and kind of fusing with his current self that shouldn't have one. I don't know. I've been postulating a lot of fucking theories, haven't I? Something about time travel, it just gets me asking questions. I think that's all it is, really. The other thing is that at double speed, I also felt like we missed a lot of the... Or not missed it, but it's hard to keep up with the dialogue that happens out here in the bottom left corner there. See how the text is kind of fucking... There wasn't that much in the first game, so it wasn't a problem back then. That's why I'm only going to put it at double speed for battles and character management now. Party management, I should call it. Don't tell me that missed, come on. Okay. Like, that would really suck if you had to be super precise with that. Alright, so... They came back and no cutscene or anything. They just kind of acted like everything... Almost like they never left. It's kind of weird and kind of immersion breaking, but... I'm guessing that just means they have to find... The artifact they just found is for a different time gate in this place that they have to go find now. That'll take them to where they actually need to go? Maybe? Again, this game also keeps giving me the sense that there's many different story paths and endings. Story paths to take and endings to unlock based on the choices you make and the order in which you play the time periods and stuff. Although so far, it's been kind of linear. We haven't really gotten to the point where we can actually choose different time periods that we haven't been to. So far it's just been one after the other in a very linear fashion. I thought it was going to be more open from the start, but it hasn't opened up yet. What the hell? Those sneaky fucks!
So no, you haven't told me why you're traveling through time.
Long story short, I'm trying to save humanity.
Save humanity? Why? What happens to us?
I lived at the end of days. I've seen how we end, and I'm the only one who can change it.
Hey guys, could be wrong, but aren't we going the wrong way? Looks like the Flan are heading further in.
But there's no path for us to take.
Get stuck. That's what the vines are for.
Poor Moloch, hella scared. Is that another artifact? Oh, it's a fragment, right.
Yeah, good work. Mog, your removal of Dragon County.
No. Are you mad at Snow about something?
I just don't like his type. He goes around telling people he'll protect them and they don't have to worry. Who's he to act all in charge?
Still reminding me of Hope, the way he criticized Snow.
Hey, this is where the Flan we're trying to get to.
And there's our artifact.
A coffee type, basically. Hold my beer, I got this. Yeah, I get his frustration with somebody like that, but at the same time, at least he is actually trying to help. You gotta give him some credit. He is actually trying to do something.
This
Yes,
is Crystal 2.
I can see how people like that can be dangerous too, without wanting to be.
I've
Potentially
seen
gets you in
crystals
more
like this
trouble.
before. Right, Sarah? You remember, don't you?
I remember I cried a crystal tear.
Sarah, you know what it's like, don't you? Being turned into crystal.
Yes, I know. It was the loneliest, scariest moment of my life.
I still remember that.
Sarah,
It's all right. You know, I think I dreamed the whole time. But they were good dreams. Dreams about turning back to normal. Being with my friends again.
Popo?
I hope that's true.
Like the
I
vision they all
hope Fang
saw.
and Vanille are dreaming right now. I hope they're happy in there.
Snow's friends are still trapped in the pillar. What should Noel ask him about? Feel like a song? The hell?
Fang and Vanille, they were friends of yours? And now they're sleeping inside that crystal pillar?
Yeah. They've turned to crystal.
The stock animations. Or like their bodily movements. That's it? Okay, well. Thought he might have said something more. It's the imps. That'll help a little. Explored 97%. Oh, I see. For filling out the map, it counts how much of the area you've explored.
Looks like this gate leads back to the Historia Crux.
Don't they all?
From my own history, the pillar was gradually eroded over centuries before Civil War finally toppled it.
Did your history books happen to mention the monster?
No, the rate that thing is eating through the crystal, it won't need a war to bring down Cocoon.
So that's definitely an anomaly or a paradox. This is not how the pillar was supposed to be broken then. I love when it zooms in on the person who dealt the last blow. You know? Especially when it's your little monster buddy.
I wonder where this one goes.
Hopefully some are more useful than last time. Well, you know, we got an artifact. It wasn't useless, but like, we almost immediately came back right after saying farewell to Snow. Like we weren't gonna see him for a little bit. Oh, the Arclight Step, a familiar place. Or Archild. That's in Grand Pulse. Unknown year again.
On the surface of Grand Pulse stretches a desolate grassland, a wild place where the rule of might prevails, and the weak exist only to feed the strong. A tribe of tough, proud people live off these lands, hunting monsters for their sustenance. But now, the hunters are whispering of a fearsome newcomer to the prairie that threatens to upset the precarious balance of their lives.
So this could presumably be before. This could be in the past, maybe. Before it looked like... Because, you know, in the original, the first game, when they were there was not a soul to be found. They didn't find anybody. No tribes, nothing. When they first reached the surface of Pulse. After they left Cocoon in the first game. So this could be before that, when there were still people on Pulse. And Cocoon hadn't been cracked open yet. The War of Transgression didn't happen, but we don't know because it says year unknown. That's what keeps it, you know, mysterious until we get there. But I'll be right back. I'm just gonna turn on the light because it's just getting too dark. This sunlight's not gonna last. So, give me 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna use the restroom too. So, perfect excuse. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's do this. And I just talked about optimized loading times too. Jesus, I'm gonna fast forward through those from now on. Those can take a while. So cloudy.
Look, that's their prey.
Wow.
They seem desperate. Like, they gotta get this one or there'll be nothing else to eat.
Really? I guess you have to be a hunter to tell.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Sure.
I'm trying to find out what year this is.
We should talk to those people. Maybe they can tell us what's going on.
Good idea. And let's hurry, before those chocobos decide they need to stretch their legs.
It's interesting how a lot of the background music sounds just really generic or samey. I'm not talking about the battle music right now, but just when they first came in here. Like, the music didn't change at all from the scene to this, and it was just kind of this little beat. It was like, you thought they probably would have used, you know, slightly different music for what they saw happening before you actually took control of your characters, but it just kind of keeps the same gentle beat going. Living on the steppe. Place looks different from the first game, that's for sure. Win the acceptance of the hunters. So we gotta do a bunch of quests for the hunters here, who live here, and then we'll gain their trust. Which is, I'm guessing, what we have to do to get another artifact or something. I'm guessing. This could be right after the War of Transgression too. Actually showing us how the people on Pulse went extinct after that. Seemingly, anyway.
Listen, we could do with an extra arm. You help us, and I'll give you this map. If you're here to hunt, find someplace else.
You guys aren't exactly hauling it in. Prey getting scarce?
Yes. Ever since that storm blew up, these lands were teeming with game before that. Friends went to investigate the storm, but they never came back.
So, you want to know what brought on the storm? My friends are out there assessing the situation, but even if I knew, I wouldn't tell anyone that wasn't a hunter.
But Noel's a hunter.
Don't look so surprised. She's right, you know.
Really? Then you wouldn't mind if I put you to the test. Let's see what you can do. We've been getting harassed by a pack of monsters lately. Think you can get rid of them for us?
Goblins? Yeah, I remember seeing those fuckers. This is the same area they spawned
No
in,
one
yeah.
knows why they appeared all of a sudden. What are they after?
Right. Let's go exterminate some pests.
We should search somewhere in this area, I guess.
Yeah, like this particular background music that we're listening to right now, I feel like we already heard it somewhere else. In a completely different area of the game. That's what I meant by how it can feel a little samey. Oh, shit! No retry for you. Unless you die. Which is why I don't get the point of that, but... You're unknown. Fucking Chocobo. Beating the shit out of Sarah. They really like using the violin a lot for FF13 in this game, huh? I don't think we heard it as much in FF10 and 12. It low-key reminds me of some songs that use the violin in a very similar fashion in some of the Kingdom Hearts games that came out around the same era. That 2010 to 2012 era. A lot of the portable ones, basically. The spin-offs that tie into the main story once Kingdom Hearts 3 came around. I don't know if to call them sequels or spin-offs, because they're integral to the story. Like, you won't understand what the fuck's happening if you don't play them, but...
Without the Chocobos, we can't hunt. We treat them like part of our family, because they are...
Why do I feel like we've heard that line somewhere? Now I think I'm just having some kind of weird deja vu that doesn't make any sense.
So, you took care of those little monsters. I have to hand it to you. You're stronger than you look. Thanks for dealing with that little problem. Say, can I ask you another favor?
I feel like I've heard this guy's voice.
People are in desperate need of wool. Why don't you go and talk to the folk over there? They'll fill you in.
Help someone else in need.
I heard you took care of our monster infestation problem. I'm impressed. Now that you've proven yourselves, I have another favor to ask of you. I need help collecting wool from the sheep wandering the plains.
I do wonder why they never asked where the hell we even came from. I guess this is...
I appreciate whatever you can do to help. You'll come across some sheep bigger than the others. They're the ones you want. They have the best wool.
It's kind of weird that we just strolled in here and nobody even asked us, like, why we're dressed so differently or where the fuck we're from. I guess they're just open to outsiders just rolling in at any point in time. Like, I was expecting some kind of cutscene for them when you first reach the camp, but there wasn't anything. You just immediately start doing quests for them. Like, they're like, oh, hey, you want something? You're gonna have to help us out. Alright, do this for me. Just kind of... I don't know. I'm just feeling like this game is almost even more rushed than the first FF13. I'm just starting to get that vibe, if you haven't noticed why I'm saying all these things. It's like, I'm starting to get the vibe this game was even more rushed than the first game. Wouldn't be surprising considering the slight turmoil that was happening at Square Enix around this time era. Well, yeah, around this era. You know, 13 wasn't as received as well as they wanted, and 14 was a complete flop, and they were busy remaking that. And then they bring this out in the meantime, hoping to turn things around a little bit. Maybe they rusted a little, you know? Maybe. I don't know. It gives off that vibe. It's just something about it. Some of the scenes feel a little rushed. Granted, the first game, that had some scenes like that too. And I said that too while we were watching FF13. I was like, some of these scenes feel like they're a little rushed. Like, the dialogue kind of rushes along too much. Like, they were like, shit, we're on a crunch. We gotta make this cutscene nice and short, you know? Thick wool. Blah. Sheepy sheep. Excuse me? Jesus.
Thank you so much. The quality of this wool is amazing. Here is a little something for your trouble. Only the best hunters can run around these plains without a care in the world. Maybe, just maybe, you two can save us from the peril hanging over our heads.
You two are lifesavers. I have to say I'm proud.
There's a direct correlation between weather and monsters. I can teach you how to use the weather control device if you'd like.
A weather control device?
Come, I'll teach you how to operate the machine. Use the lever to shift the direction of the wind. That's the first step in changing the weather. The weather will change depending on which levers you use.
Buffering.
There are 4 possible combinations and 4 possible weather conditions. There is a correlation between monsters and the weather. For example, if you make it rain, the monsters near watering holes will become more vicious, and rare monsters with extraordinary strength may appear. By controlling the weather, you can control what kind of monsters you'll run into. That's about it. If you forget how to work it, come talk to me again.
Thanks.
Interesting. They have the technology to control the weather. That's cool. A recap of what she just said. Oh wow, this looks like the Thunder Plains in FF10 now. The music changes. That's a nice touch. Yeah.
We've learned what's behind
Almost
that
sneezed.
storm. There's a monster prowling the grasslands that's taking all the flan. The beast is massive. It can swallow dozens of flan, and when it does, it kicks up that storm we've been seeing.
All you had to do was change the weather a certain way, and then you could see it.
A beast that can swallow dozens of flan in one go? No, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
A flan-devouring monster is behind the storm. What's going on? I'm wondering if it's connected to the flan we saw in the other time period, then. Yeah, there you go. That's the answer choice. Is it connected to the flan at Sunless? Let's kill it and find out. Paradox, what do you think, Mog? It's a paradox.
Could be the paradox. It's the only way to explain the monster.
Maybe the creature's mouth itself is a rift in time.
Oh.
Maybe. We're going to have to take it down to find out for sure.
So we should go check it out, right?
So, was she getting at... Yeah, those are the same types of flan.
Another explanation. They're being sucked into a time rift.
And then they're reappearing back at Sunless.
Exactly.
Right. If we can take down this beast,
Nice.
we can stop the giant flan from getting any bigger.
And regenerating itself every fucking time Snow beats the shit out of it. Was that an Adamantis? Oh, this is the weather we had when we first saw the Archild step in the first game, so it makes sense we'd see a familiar monster like that.
Okay, this one might be a bit much for us to handle.
You don't
We
say.
could just get it to step out of the way. Maybe we can try asking the hunters.
Better get the fuck out of there if you don't plan on fighting. Like, now you have a time limit to make up your mind if you're gonna fight or not. Sounds more of a bop at 1.5 speed.
Welcome to my shop. Take a breather and survey Chocolina's charmingly cheap test of charity. I have something extra special for you next time.
Oh, really?
It seems the monster Pharaoh is causing a storm. Defeating him will most likely end all of our problems.
On the days when you feel like nothing's going your way, take a breath of fresh air and feel the sun shine on your face. Of course, this device can help you with that.
Yeah, you told us about it already.
If you forget how to use it,
If anyone can stop the storm, it's you two. Make sure you stay on your toes. I want to see you back here safe and sound.
Seems kind of a mess, isn't it?
The big monster with the shell on his
It
back
just
is
feels cheap at times like this. I don't know. There's just times where I'm just like, this game is kind of all over the place.
long week. For some reason, it's afraid of lightning. A single flash in the sky and it's off and running in the opposite direction.
This particular aspect obviously was not as noticeable in the first game because you just never got to interact with other people. You were constantly on the run, so you're on your own. There was only one time where you got to interact with other people, which was, what was it? Nautilus, the little theme park they were talking about earlier. There's very few other times besides that where you get to hear NPCs chatter and stuff. And they hardly ever talk to you directly.
It seems the monster Pharaoh is causing a storm. Defeating him will most likely...
So like that, whenever an NPC just gets triggered to start talking to you because you got into their vicinity, even if you're not trying to talk to them, and then you just, you know, run by it, and then come back and they keep just starting to say the same thing or something similar over and over every time they see you. It's a little immersion ruining. That's why I'm like, this game's kind of a mess, isn't it? You get moments like that in FF7 Remake too, but it's not as noticeable because I think they did a better job with the proximity. So like, when you run by certain NPCs, they won't always repeat the same line that you already heard them say, but even if they do, as you get away from them, their voice fades out a lot quicker. Though there's still definitely parts where you feel that too. Like, I remember there was one or two moments in FF7 Remake where I walked by a big group of NPCs, and they all said something at the same exact time. It's just like that little chat box that appears in the lower left here, it appears like on the left middle, and it goes up, like it scrolls up, saying who's speaking and stuff and what they're saying in type. And it just went like that, and everybody just talked over each other, which happens in, well, it happened in the first FF13, in Nautilus a few times. At the fucking theme park, there was a few NPCs who just talked over each other. Okay, so we changed the weather to move that fucker out of the way, but is the dragon thing still there? Now they're specifically grinding, aren't they? Running in a circle to trigger a monster spawn. This might be a grind segment.
That would give it a warm-up.
I wonder how Lightning knew Null's name, though. And I wonder how Null knew the other guy's name, too. I'm just having thoughts about the very beginning of the game from yesterday. I forgot that dude's name. The dude that Lightning was fighting at the beginning. But Null seemed to know his name. He hasn't brought him up since, but... That was a tiny grind then.
Meal time's over.
Stop eating the flams, you bastard. Flams. Flams! Megaton turrets. Barrel? What's this thing called? Oh my... How did he survive? Oh. He did survive, but... Dude, they can't kill this thing? There's no way in hell. Its opening attack just wiped them out. Noel barely survived it with, like, hardly anything. And then all he had to do was just claw him once and he was dead. I can't fight this fucking thing right now. Not like that, anyway. You're either gonna have to grind or... try a different tactic, I guess. Either way, you know you're underpowered when a boss's opening attack wipes out your whole fucking party. That's kind of rough. They gonna try again?
Meal time's over.
Well, let's hope this attempt goes better. Since it's their second try, I'm putting it in fast forward. Try to save us some time. Jesus. Yeah, they took a more defensive approach this time and it worked, but barely. They still barely survived it. I remember during the fight against Bartandalus in the first game, I also had to fast forward a little bit because that fight was super grindy. His HP was going down so slowly. The first fight against Bartandalus. Jesus. I like how our little flame buddy's called Mini Flame. There. They got it now. My god. That first attempt, though, made it seem like this boss was going to be impossible. It's like, if you don't open up with the right paradigm, you just get wiped out.
Fix the paradox?
Yes. Now let's head back before Snow gets himself into more trouble.
Why, are you worried about him?
No. Just figured you'd be itching to see him again.
Sure. Me or you?
If there's one thing I know about Snow, is that he's as tough as a behemoth. I don't worry too much when he's off on his own.
You know, I couldn't do what you two do. Staying apart and doing your own thing even though you love each other.
It's called being independent. It's a thing.
You never know when someone might disappear from your life. Take it from me. You have to make every moment count.
That's also a very valid viewpoint, yeah.
But it's okay. I believe we can change our fate. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here.
They're both very valid ways of looking at things. And speaking of, hey Levy, how you doing? I see your emotes. I haven't looked over at my chat in a while, so I don't know how long it's been since you posted that, but hopefully it didn't take too long for me to notice. I noticed I stopped looking over to the right, I was like, oops. Yeah, both of those are equally valid viewpoints, though. Me personally, with my past relationship experiences, I've come to find that I actually like being more independent. You know, I like being with someone that I can sort of break away and do my own thing once in a while like that, and then reconnect with them. But I do understand that viewpoint, especially since, you know, one of my exes was more of the type that would want to, I don't want to say clingy because it sounds derogatory saying it that way, but that's basically what it was, you know. Someone who just constantly wanted us to be together, and unfortunately for me, I just found out that that wasn't me. I found that a little suffocating, you know. But I get why, because I think she actually said something very similar to Noel. She wanted to make every moment count because she was very scared that at any moment one of us could disappear or I could disappear, something could happen to me. And again, yeah, it's like when she explained it, I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense actually. Like, I get it. I get why you would feel that way, because it's valid, it's true, you never know. I've said it before. During other playthroughs that we've seen, when it's come up and it's been relevant, make the most of your time with someone, because you never know when the last time you're going to see them is. I think I said it somewhere in FF13 actually. There was a moment where it was relevant, and I said that in the first game. So, just realized we're watching fucking party management because I'm over here rambling. Gotta speed it up. So yeah, there's no right or wrong way, you know. It just depends on your style. Everyone has their own like style of relationship, I guess. It's like anything else, you know. There's no right or wrong answer that's universal or objective. It's all opinion. Everyone functions differently, you know. It's just like another part of a personality type, basically. Like even when it comes to work relationships, some people work better alone, some people work better in teams or groups.
Time and memory.
Oh, back to Sunlift. Oh yeah, these loading screens. I'm leaving it fast forward to the last second. Let's hope this is enough to stop that giant flame from regenerating, right? Pause, champ. Okay, no
Where's
cutscene.
Snow?
But Snow's missing now.
He's gone off to fight on his own.
Oh! Yeah, maybe he's taking on that thing again. Oh shit, look! It's small now! Small! Chili pepper flame. It's all withered and shit, it's green now. It's not red anymore. Snow's kneeled right in front of it though, so he did take it on.
Snow!
Alright, buddy?
That's enough.
You really don't know when to quit.
Seriously, dude. Damn, Snow is hard-headed. He has the best intentions, but it's like, dude, don't get yourself fucking killed.
I'm sorry.
Mutant Tomato? That's a different name. Like, it's not even the same monster anymore. The hell was the funky name I had before? His Royal something or other? His Royal Ripeness, I think it was called. Yeah. Now it's a Mutant Tomato. Same theme music as last time.
Go on.
This song goes fucking ham. It's so hard. Not in a good way for me, because I know I usually say that when I'm praising a song. Right now, just kind of commenting about it neutrally. Kind of whatever. Wow, significantly weaker this time around. Killing that dragon solved it.
Looks like I needed the cavalry after all. Maybe going solo was a bad idea.
He kept telling you that.
You had no chance of winning. Why did you even try?
Fang and Vanille, I guess. I knew it was stupid. But the pillar is getting eaten away bit by bit. I can't just stand by and watch. Not when those two are in danger.
You couldn't just sit still and wait for help, could you? Typical.
Hey, I do what I do, alright?
You're the worst of them all. I hate your kind. You think you're everyone's protector, everyone's hero, but who do you save, really? You even realize how useless you are? Do you realize what you do to the people you're supposed to protect?
Now you wait just a damn minute. You've been looking after Sarah. And back in your own time, you protected your village and your friends, am I wrong? Seems to me, you and I are pretty much the same.
No. You don't get it. You don't know anything. You're wrong, we're not the same. I couldn't protect anyone.
No? You know what, forget it. Maybe you're right. You've got to survive. Because if you don't, then neither will anyone you love. Listen. I'm sorry I charged in on my own.
Why are his eyes all over the place during that
What
scene?
I'm saying is, you keep looking after Sarah for me, okay?
Huh? Snow? What's happening?
Time is up.
Wait, but we resolved the paradox.
Maybe that's the reason. The timeline is correcting itself. Things that don't belong in this era are disappearing. Snow is a contradiction. He comes from a past that no longer exists.
No! Stop it! I won't let you go!
Sorry, Sarah. I can't be with you here.
No! Please don't leave me! I can't lose you over and
It'll
over!
be okay. Heroes never die.
A secret? But how? Snow!
She noticed it too late.
This is what it means to change time.
Why did he have the brand? Who made Snow a l'Cie? Why?
He might not have been forced. Maybe it was something he asked for.
Not in a million years! Who would be insane and stupid enough to do that?
He wanted magic
What
again?
if you needed to protect someone? And you could only do that
Exactly.
with the power of the l'Cie.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what happens to l'Cie. Succeed or fail, they're doomed.
He needed the
Snow
power.
only cares about the people he's trying to protect. Damn the consequences. Damn himself. If it means helping my friends, I'll gladly become a l'Cie. Sound like something he'd say?
And you hate him for that.
Yes, I hate him. But I understand him too.
That's it. I've decided. Snow is always putting himself in danger, trying to save others. So, I'm going to save him. When I became a l'Cie, he did everything he could to help me. Now it's my turn. I swear, I won't stop until I find him again.
Okay. And I'll make sure you do. He asked me to look after you, remember?
Koopa?
When two people part and go their separate ways, their memories split as well.
Yeah.
Some people wish they could go back and be together like before. Others look forward to the day they can meet again. Sarah, the future is yours. Follow your path. Don't stop now.
I like that.
Snow helped stop the pillar from collapsing too soon. Natural wind erosion will eventually break it down, but the immediate danger is behind us.
I like that mentality. Looking forward to when you meet again. It's not always an option though. It depends on how you were separated, you know?
Looks like a job for Mog.
Leave it to me, Kupo.
If you're separated from someone because of something like death, you won't be seeing them again ever, so... Then your only option is to wish for things to go back to how they were, even though it never will. But that's the difference, right? As long as your belt's still alive, there's always that chance. So there's always hope that you'll see them again. That's why death is such a big deal, isn't it? Because that's a permanent parting. It's the only way it guarantees you're never going to see someone again. Well, looks like we're reaching the end of part 3 now. We're about to reach the quarter. Be a quarter of the way through the game. That would be like somewhere in the middle of part 4. So I do wonder why they're the exception though. Because it seemed like Snow was traveling through time same as them. But after fixing this place, he just disappears, but they don't. They're fine. They seem to have more freedom to move through time than other people. Null said he was a contradiction. Couldn't exist there anymore because the timeline resolved itself. But they're fine. They're still here. What the hell is the difference? Is it because of Mog? Or Sarah? Probably Sarah.
Okay.
She seems to be special when it comes to everything that's happening.
Let's.
Will they ever find the dawn?
Caius, that's his name, yeah.
It depends on what lies in their hearts.
Mr. Dark Knight over here. The gigantic sword. Still following us and watching us, I guess. The hell is this? This isn't the usual Historia crux. The Void Beyond? Colosseum. Locked location. You're unknown. Can't go in. Oh no, you can. It's just called locked location. It doesn't mean it's actually locked. You can actually go in. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom again. Damn, I drank too much water before I started. I'll be back as soon as I can. Alright, I'm back. Let's keep going. Put up.
What the heck is this place?
Whoops, wrong turn.
Mog rarely
Guess if we
talks,
don't
but
resolve the paradox, this place will stay suspended in limbo.
Doesn't look like there are any other gates either.
Go back to the Historia Crux, Kupo.
Yeah, Mog is right. We should turn back.
Kupo?
so they're just teasing us with this place. A casino ticket? Oh, that's why it looks like this. Wait, what did that say? This place is a casino, apparently, but it's stuck in limbo, like you said. This gate was unlocked from the Historia Crux. Oh. Okay. Different. I guess we just had to come here to take a look. Well, we got a casino ticket. What the hell that's for? The Void Beyond. Kind of freaky, isn't it? The black and white interface. The fuzzy, distorted voice, you can't make out what it's saying. I should probably have a little slider ready for particularly longer loading screens. Alright. That was quick. You never know. Could be a fat area you're living into or a small one.
Is this where I think it is?
What? You mean Valhalla?
Could lightning be here?
No. Something's different.
Kupo.
This isn't Valhalla. It looks like it, sure, but it's not the same.
Kupo. This is the rift between gate and gate. It's the void beyond, Kupo.
So, are you saying we're lost?
Kupo.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Kupo.
I need a break.
Who wouldn't at a time like this?
Finding my sister isn't gonna be easy.
Kupo.
We had a legend back home about a goddess.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
This is a place.
We hunters passed the story down from father to son. It gave us strength when times were tough.
What was it?
Never give up, for the goddess Etro watches always and helps those who help themselves.
Yeah, Lightning was talking about that.
It's not much of a legend, really, is it? It sounds more like common sense to me.
Right.
Yeah. But when the going gets rough, you don't need anything complicated. Just a reminder to stick things out. Let's just keep telling ourselves that every time we go through a gate, we're getting closer to lightning. Sound good?
Kupo.
Sounds good.
One day,
This place seems weird enough.
eventually.
How is it different from Valhalla?
The void is simply a shadow of Valhalla. It's a space that connects the gate's entrance and exit, Kupo.
The next leap could be the leap home. Fucking Quantum Leap reference again. I wonder how that show ended. Did that guy ever go back to his own time period? I wonder. Or did the show just get cancelled before they actually got to close it out properly? I always do hate it when that happens to a TV show. Especially when literally every episode was a cliffhanger. forgot to look up which mythology Valhalla is supposed to be the afterlife for. So I know I said something about that before. Oh shit, okay, we're back into the normal Historia Crux. Select a new time travel destination? Oh, so go back to areas you've been to before when a new time gate activates. A new road opens in an old place you've been to before. I see. See? Unlocking a gate opens up a new location. If you get stuck, try seeing if there are any gates you can unlock in a Historia Crux. Meaning, go see if you go back to places you've been to before and see if there's a new gate to open. All 3 in Sunlit are done. Arkhout Steppe has one available. Brescia Ruins has a new one available. So I was kind of right about my assumption last time. This whole thing is going to be like a gigantic spiderweb of time periods and more like a labyrinth, basically, of traveling through time, going back to places you've been to before to unlock new areas and yada. It's going to be, the whole game is structured like a giant labyrinth, but the labyrinth is time itself. And your only map is that fucking thing right there. The gate matrix. Jesus Christ. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. Alright, let me look this up real quick. Norse mythology. That's where Valhalla is from. A majestic, enormous hall located in Asgard, ruled over by the god Odin. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember this. Half of those who die in combat travel to Valhalla upon death, led by Valkyries to be with Odin, while the other half gets chosen by the goddess Freyja, or Freya, maybe, for the field... I can't pronounce this. Folkvanger? In Valhalla, the dead warriors join the masses of those killed in combat, known as the Einherjar. Oh, that explains why Odin has an attack called that. And various legendary... well, in FF14 he does. And various legendary Germanic heroes and kings as they prepare to aid Odin during the events of Ragnarok. Before the hall stands the golden tree glacier, and the hall's ceiling is thatched with golden shields. Various creatures live around Valhalla, such as the stag... Ekbrenner, maybe? And the goat Hellerun, described as standing on top of Valhalla and consuming the foliage of the tree Laror, if that's how you pronounce any of this, which could be completely wrong. Well, now I'm seeing a slight connection, since Ragnarok was a creature that Fang and Vanille turned into, before they turned into a crystal pillar that saved Cocoon. And now Lightning's in a place called Valhalla, so clearly there's a lot, and she looks like the way they sometimes depict Valkyries. The way Lightning is dressed, and vaguely like how they depict Valkyries in art. So I'm seeing a lot of influence from this Norse mythology in FF13. Where it's all leading, though. My only guess, if it follows this, some gigantic war. Some big-ass conflict is what everything's building up to. That's, you know, in a much bigger proportion than what we're seeing right now, basically.
Human society continues to develop. Machines once run by the fal'Cie are now powered by human technology. Driving the progress is the Academy, which has grown to take a leading role in affairs of state. Under its young leader, the Academy is working to solve the paradoxes that warp the surrounding space-time. At the heart of the distortions is the Yashas Massif, its skies darkened by a perpetual eclipse.
Yashas Massif. 10 after the fall, I'm guessing. AF. Prophecy of Hope. So that's Hope we're seeing there in the little preview. He's all grown up. It's 10 years later. He's a young man now instead of a boy. I can never tell how long these loading screens are going to be. So, if I try to fast forward, I could just end up having to. Because it all depends on how big the area you're going through is. I kind of just have to let it go. Every loading screen is going to be different.
People always say the future will be better. They believe the hardships of the present fade with the passage of time.
Not always true.
And so we hope, waiting for a future brighter than today.
But it can always get darker.
Sarah, remember this.
It can always be worse, too.
As you walk towards a brighter tomorrow, you have to look back to your past. The path you have walked to reach the here and now will give you the courage you need to hope.
Very well said. Yeah. It'll give you the courage to want to keep going.
In ancient
That's
times,
true.
the Fal'Cie devoured the light, darkness cloaked the sky, and the earth knew only night. This must be the eclipse.
You know what this is?
They said 500 years ago, a massive Fal'Cie appeared. For a while, it blotted out the sun and turned everything dark.
If that happened 500 years in your past, then this must be 200 years in my future.
Can still do math,
Right.
yes.
But something's wrong. Look, the eclipse is only affecting this small area. That shouldn't be possible.
Okay, so you're saying this could be a paradox?
That's what I'm saying.
Why wouldn't it be? Seems to be happening everywhere we end up. How can he tell it's only affecting this small area? I didn't see anywhere else that looked like it was...
This reminds me of stories we heard, that there used to be a great city on Grand Pulse. I bet this is what these ruins are.
What happened to it?
No one's been able to figure that out. We were more or less locked up inside Cocoon. We never had much opportunity to learn about the world below us.
Yeah.
Our scientists have only just begun to study the mysteries of Grand Pulse.
And it doesn't look like they'll have much time to do that before everything goes to shit, according to Null's present/future. I guess the original FF13 did leave a lot of unanswered questions, didn't it? About the lore of the world that it takes place
Are
in.
you here to observe the facility? I can answer any questions you might have.
So maybe they were setting it up for a sequel from the beginning.
Where are we? And what year is it?
Wait, you can't just...
Dude, what are you doing? It's like, you're gonna let him know that we're from a different time period just like that? But I mean, I guess it should have been obvious. I think even during the original FF13 I said that too. It's like, from the very get-go they said they were gonna try to make like this big compilation, the Fabula Nova Crystallis compilation for FF13. They were planning on sequels from the beginning. Which is why it was kind of surprising that FF13's ending does not end with sequel bait.
What? I'm just...
Even though they were planning on it.
10 AF, sir.
10 AF? So nowhere near 200 years.
I must say, this is the first time anyone asked me what year it was. I don't suppose you happen to be time travelers?
Well, he made it pretty obvious now, didn't he?
Ah, yes, I almost forgot. I'm supposed to hand out this map. Take it, it's free.
I suppose with all the time anomalies, it's not that weird to run into time travelers, which is why he's not freaking out about it.
Keep your wits about you. There's no telling what kind of monsters the Paradox has let loose in here.
You said the Paradox. Are you talking about the eclipse?
Yes, the great Fal'Cie, Fenrir, blocked out the sun. It was predicted he would appear 200 years from now. Which means?
Which means his appearance now indicates some sort of time distortion, right?
Obviously. What could be happening in the ruins? The appearance of time gates, the Fal'Cie wanted to meet you, a Fal'Cie invasion, or a miscalculation?
But the eclipse is only happening here, right? Maybe all these gates that appeared are causing the distortion.
There's more than one gate in the ruins, isn't there?
Ah, you've done your homework, I see. Yes, we've found multiple gates in the site.
Figures.
Some areas may still be sealed off. We've yet to determine if those sections are safe.
Just saw that message data log updated. Unlike the player for the first game, this player doesn't read the data logs at all. I don't know if there's crucial in this game as there were in the first. I hope not, because they're not reading a single one.
Caused the aberration.
I remember we had to pause a lot to read those for the first FF13. And I'm glad that player did us that courtesy, because that story did flow a little faster than this one, and kind of left out a lot of details and plot holes that one fills out, that the data log filled out in that game. If this one's the same way, we're gonna miss a lot of shit because this player's not doing that. They're not showing us the data log at all. So I can only hope it's not like that for this one. But I don't know.
The sun's disappearance is no need for panic. It's our job as scientists to figure out what's behind this mystery.
Some are worried that the Academy will protect space.
Wow. So stay in the light.
I recommend walking along the path of the searchlight. Most monsters hate light and will do anything to avoid it.
Interesting. Nice little twist on exploration here. It's a minigame where you have to stay in the light. Stay in the spotlight. Dance Central spotlight confirmed. I had to find some opportunity to give a shout out to that game. I play it all the time. Could have made a reference to a really old song instead. Some people might know what I'm talking about, others won't, but I took the alternate path instead. Okay, yeah, so as long as you stay in the light, the mod clock won't run out and you won't go into a fight. And that was an unintentional rhyme. You can also get a preemptive that way too. But I'm guessing they're encouraging you to stay in the light because these monsters are probably really strong and can kill you very quickly. Oh shit. Wow. The clock runs out pretty quick here. Oh, there's Chocolina.
That building over there is part of the Padre ruins. You should take a look around if you have time.
Again, I like how nobody knows who we are, but they kind of talk to us like they do. Like they do know who we are. It's so strange. They just look at us and they just like already know that we're here to help them out. They're like, hey, oh hey, what's up, two people that I've never seen before? You should go take a look at that place. It's like, what? It's crawling with monsters, so you guys should probably check it out. It's like, what the fuck? No one's explored before, you guys should go check it out. It's like, you don't even know who the hell I am. Something really off about the... Again, the game just feels a little rough. Not like it's not too bad, but it definitely still has that feeling. Damn! He got fucked up.
So much better than Octocuna. It's strange because as a kid I was told that Pulse was some kind of hell.
Weren't we all? The mini plan. Go mini plan. Headbutt him.
closed off because of the powerful paradox effect. We don't know much yet, but we do know it's dangerous.
Okay.
There are two questions. Why is the eclipse happening now? And why is it happening right over these ruins?
Well, your memories are off, another worldly invasion, something in the ruins, boredom. Boredom? What a troll answer choice. Like, if you want to be just a dick about it and show how little you care.
A meteorite, a future weapon, and a giant fal'Cie.
It's almost like we're in the middle of an invasion from another world.
It's not another world. It's the future world. Both the Eclipse and Atlas are recorded in the history books. But then again, what about this? What if this place was never actually the past of my world at all?
Well, then I guess you
Different
wouldn't be from the
timeline.
future. You'd be like a visitor from a parallel dimension. or
Yeah,
something.
that.
Maybe it's possible, but I'm pretty sure Lightning told me that we could change the future. Why would she toss me to some other unconnected world?
Well, it could have been unintentional. Maybe she meant for you to go back in the same timeline, but you ended up in a different one because who's to say she has any control over that? And we still don't even know how he first went into the you know, the time rift. Lightning just told him you prayed for a miracle, so here you are. That's all we know about how Noel just came into doing all this suddenly.
On to the next.
Are we not allowed to go inside?
I'm very sorry. Only persons on official Academy business are permitted beyond this point.
Oh.
Oh, this fucker again. Yeah, there you go. Is he gonna karate kick it? Halo die. Yeah, here's the standard boss music for this game. Not bad. Once the vocals kick in, it kind of loses me a little bit. But this first part's kind of cool. So it has a different name, but the design of this monster is clearly like the first one. Like it's very similar to the one that we've encountered a few times already. The one that uses that barrier called a causality barrier or something like that. This thing looks like Anima's design from FF10 a little bit. It's this twisted being that looks tortured, like a tormented soul.
Is it dead?
Oh! His boomerang!
When monsters like these are cornered, they cause a space-time vortex to appear. An electromagnetic shock usually shuts them down.
Well,
it's been a while, Sarah.
Hope? Is that you?
I'm grateful you remember me.
Who's this?
Oh,
Director of Academy Research, Team Alpha. Hope Est, I'm at your service. And you must be Noel.
Nice guess. Who told you?
You appeared here with Sarah some years ago at the Brescia ruins.
Oh.
Subsequently, we analyzed the gate and forecast your reappearance at this location.
Damn, nice work.
To be honest, I didn't really believe that time travel was possible. But here you are. I'm really glad you're safe. For me, it's as if time has stopped. Everyone I knew is gone.
Hope.
Wait, everyone? Why?
From your point of view, it's been years since you last saw Sarah.
Yeah,
Not
obviously.
just Sarah. Snow as well. and Saz and his boy.
Gosh.
You all disappeared from my life. It's been 10 years now.
I never thought...
When the paradox occurred some years ago, I thought if I could solve it, maybe you would all come back.
Director, help! There you are! What were you thinking?
Her again?
Taking off and leaving me all on my own.
It was a shock seeing Hope grown older than me. But he was still the same Hope I knew. Lightning, Hope listened to my story without saying a word. I told him about how I'm the only one who remembers your smile on the plain of Grand Pulse. I told him about how Snow set out to try and save you and Vanille and Fang. And I told him about Noel. Noel from the future.
There's something I want to show you both. We can continue our conversation as we walk.
I'll show the way.
The fuck?
Shall we?
Also, is she the same chick from before when we were here at the Brescia Ruins like 7 years ago? She hasn't aged a bit if she is.
What made you join the academy?
A sense of duty. Vanille, Fang, Lightning, they turned to Crystal so that we might live. It was an enormous sacrifice.
My sister and the others. I think they wanted to preserve life. They gave us a chance to live again.
They put the future in our hands. We're in a position to build a society based on human technology. No longer subject to the whim of the fal'Cie. That's the gift we've been given.
Very true.
How long has it been? 5 years?
Yep.
You two haven't changed at all.
I hope not. And here we are, meeting in ruins again.
Yeah, because I was thinking 3 AF, but that's where you start the game. That's the present day for Sarah. It was 5 AF, the Brescia Ruins, I forgot. So it's only been 5 years, yeah. 5 years, and she looks exactly the same. Not a single extra wrinkle. She hasn't aged at all. Not realistic, but I guess they were like, we can get away with it. It's only 5 years, fuck it. We don't want to make a slightly different character model for her.
Ruins are places where memories gather like dust. So many layers of time. Probably the easiest place for a paradox to occur. We've made significant progress these past 5 years.
Granted, there are exceptions, though. Some people do
Sarah,
age that slowly, though.
You've just stepped into the
Good
near
genetics.
future. You must be curious about a few things.
Why are you so grown up? The dumbest question you could ask.
Has the Academy figured out what the paradoxes are?
To put it simply, they're temporal overlaps.
The past and the future mixing together?
Exactly. I've been studying possible connections between the paradoxes and the disappearance of my friends. But it was only recently that I realized something. That the phenomena transcended time.
Oh, you've been at this for years.
Yes, but now one of those friends is here in front of me. And the discoveries we've made will benefit not only the Academy, but the future of humanity.
So everyone disappeared. It wasn't just Snow.
Watch your step in there.
Thank you.
He said even Saz and Dawes disappeared.
Why do you need so many soldiers?
Without the fal'Cie around, we have to be able to protect ourselves. And that means guns.
Wildlife.
Time distortions spawn hostile creatures.
And that.
Until we can resolve the paradox, we need military force to repel threats.
Yep.
These armed patrols are essential for our safety.
%100% true.
You know, I wish you'd said where and when you were from the last time we met.
You never asked.
It's hard to
You
believe
just
it's
used this for
really been 10
your
years.
research.
So much time has passed.
10 years is a long time. Where the fuck was I? What was I doing 10 years ago from now? 21. Yeah, I vaguely remember. That is a very long time. Talk about the ruins, Saz, lightning, snow. Damn. Tough choices, actually. I would ask about Saz. They asked about lightning.
Do you still think my sister is trapped inside that crystal pillar?
I always had doubts, and it wasn't just me. Saz had them as well.
Really? Saz too?
Yes. He couldn't believe that lightning would just up and leave Sarah like that. After all, she was the one who said we shouldn't face things alone. That we should stick together.
Yeah. You still like the color yellow, don't you?
Well, Sarah.
Cause like he's all grown up, but he's still wearing yellow, just like the outfit he had on as a kid. Oh, good. You can ask him the other questions too, I guess.
Actually, Hope, we were able to catch up with Snow.
Just 300 years in the future, if you can believe that.
I believe it. Good old Snow. I'm glad to hear he's alive.
Tell him about the Lassie brand, though.
He's alive, but he was trying to protect the crystal pillar by himself. The worst part was we had to leave without being able to tell him where we were going.
Have faith. I think I understand what Snow's going through. He's trying to save Vanille and Fang. Not to mention Lightning as well. We're only here today because they chose to bear the weight of a world. I wonder how the others are doing.
I wonder how Saz and Little Dodge are doing.
We've been out of touch. Saz took Dodge to live on Grand Pulse, and he was flying airships the last I heard. Then suddenly they both disappeared. I searched everywhere but never found them.
Look at us. All gone our separate ways.
Yes. And I can't tell you how much it means to have you here now. Saz and Snow may have set off on different paths, but I've started to think that, in the end, we're all headed towards the same goal.
Where did I put that document?
It's been 10 years already.
Well, last question. The ruins. The main question. So you gotta make sure to ask everything else
This is
first.
some kind of ancient city, right?
The city of Padra, or so we believe. It was the center of a great kingdom built by a nation known as the Farseers.
The Farseers? You're telling me there used to be enough of them to build this entire town?
According to our research, we believe they constituted an entire nation. A polity that was ruled by a Cirrus.
Can you see me now? Standing here in this place?
So this nation, Padra, their leader was a Cirrus, right?
Yes. The Cirrus would read the fates, see the future, and guide her country.
Yule. I can't comprehend how people used to live here.
This place is off limits to the public. Even authorized personnel need a permit for access.
Alright, man, chill the fuck out.
Here.
What a gentleman.
You've traveled through time. I suppose it's not surprising you know about these things. The power to rule was passed down from one Cirrus to the next. She was always called Yule.
If they could read time, why did they die out? Surely they could see the danger coming and do something to avoid it.
No, they were destroyed because they could see the future.
Self-fulfilling prophecies, I'm guessing, is where they're going with this. They saw the future, they panicked prematurely, and took rash actions to try and defend themselves and protect themselves, and ended up bringing about their own destruction, ironically, very ironically, by themselves.
Dearest Yule foresaw the future destruction of this city. Some citizens wanted to try to avert the disaster.
Yeah, here we go.
Others felt that they should simply abandon their homes and run. A few fell into despair and took their own lives. The divided populace clashed. The nation was torn apart by civil war.
See? Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Being able to see the future is awfully dangerous.
Yeah.
It can mess with people's heads.
100%.
The nation fell apart, and the survivors fled into the wildlands, avoiding contact with others.
Huh.
He knows about
so
it.
You know the story.
Oh! Come on, Director Hope! I want to show them! It's okay to show them, isn't it?
This way.
I like how he's just like, alright, just calm down, alright?
This is
like,
what
my
lies
arm.
at the heart of our paradox. The Oracle Drive. We've been giving it careful study.
But how did you...
Wait.
She's totally
you
simping
know
over.
These devices?
Oh, well, yeah. I've heard of them. In books and stuff.
The
Starting to
Oracle
seem a little
Drive
shady
appears
there,
to be
Noel.
some kind of recording apparatus from ancient times. We've excavated a number of the devices. However, the recordings depict things that cannot be possible. Perhaps you should see for yourselves.
This is how it works.
Frame drops right now. Ragnarok. The moment it tried to save Cocoon. A glimpse of lightning.
The device was excavated from an ancient part of the ruins. We used carbon dating methods to determine age. The device and the recording stored within are several centuries old.
But it shows lightning.
Yeah.
Someone in the
That never
past
happened.
recorded this vision of the future. Perhaps it was the seeress Yule herself. What we're concerned about, however, is this. You'll have to excuse the image quality.
There she is, the intro of this game. Fighting with, I forgot his name again. God damn it. Caius? Yeah, in Valhalla.
Was that my sister?
Yes,
Yepers.
I think so. We need to conduct further analysis to be certain.
Is it broken?
No. We've tested both device and data, and everything is nominal. Yet, when we try to view the recording, we get this. Perhaps it's not the recording that's broken. It's the immediate space-time in which we are located.
You mean it could be the paradox? Because the surrounding space-time is twisted, that might be directly affecting the device. So, if the paradox is eliminated, space-time will return to normal. Then we could see the prophecy and find out where my sister is.
Yes, I believe so.
Right.
Here.
An artifact.
This object serves as a key, is that right? We try to make it work ourselves, but with no success.
Yeah. We can use that to travel across time.
Then you may have it. I think it'll be far more useful to you than us. Here.
During the years that passed as we traveled outside time and space, Hope had devoted himself to his research, trying to unlock the mystery of the paradox. If the gates are the cause of the puzzle, they might also be the key to unlocking it. But I wonder, am I getting closer? Will I find lightning in the end?
Time to find that gate.
It was in the ruins.
Well, it's been about 2 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my 5-10 minute break here. Mostly to cut the video, because since I got up to go to the restroom a few times, I'm not actually really like tired of sitting right now. But it's just for the YouTube video. Make sure it doesn't go past 2 hours. Excuse me. So yeah, I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes, which usually means 10 to 15, because shit always happens. But yeah, be back in a bit.